Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to our Maths Nagaraj Sir YouTube channel. Today in this class, second year complex numbers, first chapter complex numbers, 4 marks questions we are going to discuss. In this part 5, we can start from 7th question. In part 1, part 2, part 3, we have discussed 2 marks means very short questions and introduction. And in part 4, we started 4 marks question. So 1 to 6 questions are completed. And then the 7th question is, if the real part of z plus 1 by z plus I is 1, then find the locus of z. Okay, these are the 4 marks questions. So before going to say this question, a small request, please subscribe at my channel and also click the bell button. Then you can get the notifications. Through that you can watch more videos, and also please put your feelings in your comment box. Okay, solution. The real part of z plus 1 by z plus I is 1. That is given. What is z? Z is a complex number, means some x plus iy. So let us take z equal some complex number x plus iy. Okay, and what is real part of z plus 1 by z plus I? So already we know what is real part, what is imagined part. Let us see what will be the imagined real part of in this function. First of all, take the given statement as it is. What is the given statement? Real part of z plus 1 by z plus I is 1 means is equal to 1. This is also given that. Next, I am writing real part of, and simply I am writing RE, real part of. You have to simplify this. What do you mean by z? Z means x plus iy. And then remaining what is there? Plus 1. Write as it is. By z plus I. Z means what? Yes, very good. X plus iy. Then plus I is equal to 1 as it is. Then real part of, say, here x is there, here 1 is there. So x plus 1 write, and plus iy as it is. And the denominator, here x is a term and there is no another term. So x plus I coefficients, here I coefficient is y and here I coefficient is 1. So becomes I into y plus 1. So here I just wrote the real parts and imaginary parts by separately. Real part and imaginary part means I coefficient is imaginary part, the remaining term is real part. And the denominator is a complex number, x plus I into some number. So whenever denominator consists complex, immediately do the rationalizing. So into, how can we do the rationalizing? By multiplying, here plus is there, so take minus. So x minus I into y plus 1 by x minus I into y plus 1, and is equal to 1 means 1 as it is. Okay, here I simplified this as it is, and immediately I did the rationalize. So rationalize, how can we do? By taking the denominator, if plus is there, rationalize with minus, and remaining as it is, x iy plus 1 plus 1, multiply and divide. Then real part of, see the denominator, x plus I into y plus 1 into x minus I into y plus 1. So it looks like a plus b into a minus b. What is a plus b into a minus b? A plus b into a minus b equal what? Yes, very good. A square minus b square. So according to that, you can write x square minus I into y plus 1 square. So that means y square y plus 1 whole square. Because of, in place of b, there is a I and y plus 1. And what about numerators? Multiplying x plus 1 into x. Yes, x plus 1 into x. Next, x plus 1 into minus iy plus 1. So becomes minus I into x plus 1 y plus 1. Okay, x plus 1 into x plus 1 into minus iy plus 1. Then next, multiply with iy into x. So plus, so I'm just removing this, I into yx, or you can write xy, no problem. Next, iy into minus, so becomes minus I into I square, y into y plus 1. So y into y plus 1 is equal to 1. Is it clear? Then real part of, see the denominator x square, here it is a I square. What is I square value? In this complex number, not only in this complex, wherever I is there, wherever I square value is minus 1. So I square value is minus 1. Minus 1 into minus becomes what? Plus. So into y plus 1 whole square. Keep it. And simplify the numerator. Here x plus 1 into x. Okay, x plus 1 into x. I'm writing as it. And see here the last term. I square into y plus 1. What is the value of I square? Yes, very good. Minus 1. Okay, na? Minus 1 into minus becomes what? Plus. The remaining terms y into y plus 1. Is it over? Then see the next remaining terms. Here I into something, here I into something. So from both terms, I is take out common. If you take out I common, the remaining term is xy. Yx nothing but xy, no problem. And here I coefficient is minus x plus 1 into y plus 1 is equal to 1. Okay, now most probably it will be going to finish. Here you can observe x plus 1 into x plus y into y plus 1 by x square plus y plus 1 whole square. This can be taken as real part. And then I coefficient xy minus half x plus 1 into y plus 1 by x square plus y plus 1 whole square. This is taken as imaginary part, because of I coefficient is imaginary part, without I term is real part. So in overall term, what is the real part? Real part of this whole function is, what is that? X plus 1 into x into y plus y plus 1 into y by x square plus y plus 1 whole square. So from then next step is x plus 1 into x plus y into y plus 1 whole by x square plus y plus 1 whole square. Okay, do you want one more step? Okay, for your convenience, I'm writing one more step into y by, I'm just simplifying here. The denominator can be taken to here and can be taken to here. So here xy minus x plus 1 into y plus 1 by x square plus y plus 1 whole square is equal to 1. Denominator can be written to for both terms. Now tell me which is real part, which is real part. I coefficient is, this is imaginary part and this is real part. So in overall, take real part. So therefore, x plus 1 into x plus y into y plus 1 by x square plus y plus 1 whole square equal to 1. After simplifying, we get the locus of j. That's very simple. Now, x into x, x square, 1 into x, 1x. Next, plus y into y, y square, y into plus 1, y, by, okay, x square. It is in the form of a plus b whole square. So, a square plus 2ab plus b square and is equal to 1 as it is. See, the denominator is there. Denominator send to right side, goes to numerator and it can be multiplied with 1. So, x square plus x plus y square plus y is equal to 1 into this. 1 into x square, 1 into y square, 1 into 2y plus 1. Both side x square and y square cancel. Then remaining x plus y. 2y bring left side, it becomes minus 2y. 1 bring left side, it becomes minus 1 equal 0. X 1y minus 2y. becomes minus 1y minus 1 equals 0. So this is the locus of z. Therefore, locus of z is x minus y minus 1 equals 0 is the ambition. Is it clear? See next question. Okay. Let us see same kind of next question. Eighth one. Determine the locus of z such that real part of z minus 4 by z minus 2y equal to 0. Okay. Okay. This one. So how to solve? First of all, to find the locus of z, and given that real part of z minus 4 by z minus 2y equals 0, in this what is z? Z means what? Z is a complex number. That is, let z equal x plus iy. And given that real part of z minus 4 by z minus 2y is equal to 0. Same as 7th question, we can solve 8th one. Okay, that implies real part of, what do you mean by z? Z means x plus iy. Next minus, next 4 as it is, by, what is next? Z. Z means what? X plus iy. Next minus, next 2y is equal to 0. That implies real part of x and minus 4, x minus 4, because of those are real numbers, and I coefficient, that is imaginary part iy, by, see the denominator, x is a real part, and in these two I is common, so take out plus I common, the remaining is y minus 2 is equal to 0. This, what is next step? Immediately the denominator is a complex number, that's why do the rationalize. So what is the rationalizing factor? X plus I into something is there, so becomes x minus I into y minus 2. So just change the I coefficient, sign of the I term, means plus minus minus plus, that's it. So plus is there, take minus, x minus I into y minus 2 is equal to 0. Then implies real part of, do one by one, x minus 4 into x, x minus 4 into x, next x minus 4 into I into y minus 2. So this plus into minus minus I into x minus 4 into y minus 2. So okay now, x minus 4 into x minus 4 into I into y minus 2. Next plus iy into x, plus iy into x, so iyx. Then next plus iy into minus of iy minus 2, so plus into minus minus I into I square, so y into y minus 2 is equal to 0, is equal to 0. So what about denominator? This in the form of a plus b into a minus b. So what is a plus b into a minus b equal? Yes, a square minus b square. So very good. So according to that, a square minus b square, you can write x square minus I square y minus 2 whole square equal to 0. Then implies real part of, what is this? X into x minus 4. Okay, x into x minus 4. Next, see here, I square value is minus 1. So minus 1 into minus plus, then y into y minus 2. Then from these two you can take out I common. So take out I common, the remaining term is here xy. Here I coefficient is minus x minus 4 y minus 2, minus x minus 4 y minus 2 is equal to 0. What is denominator? As it is x square. See here, I square value is minus 1. Minus 1 into minus plus y minus 2 whole square. So we got it some number. Now here this is taken as a part. You can say that this is a real part. and here I coefficient is a imaginary part. Then what about denominator? Denominator can be given to both numerators terms. So the next step implies real part of, I'm simplifying this, x into x minus 4 plus y into y minus 2 by x square plus y minus 2 whole square. Next plus I into what is that? xy minus x minus 4 into y minus 2 by x square plus y minus 2 whole square is equal to 0. So denominator can be separate to both numerators. Okay. In this, what is asking? Asking for real part of something. Okay now. So real part of something means in this something, what is real part? Yes, this is real part. So therefore, real part x into x minus 4 plus y into y minus 2 by x square plus y minus 2 whole square is equal to 0. Okay now, neglect about imaginary. If the question is imaginary part of so and so, then take imaginary term is equal to 0. Okay, here given real part of so and so is 0. So in this whole term, this is the real part. So real part is equal to 0. This is the denominator center right side, it goes to multiplication. So x square plus y minus 2 whole square into 0 becomes 0. Okay, now whenever it's sent to right side, it becomes 0. So what about numerator? It has is x into x minus 4 plus y into y minus 2. That's it. Simplify this x into x square, x into minus 4, minus 4x, and plus y into y square, y into minus 2 2y equal 0. Then the final step x square plus y square minus 4x minus 2y is equal to 0 is the solution, locus of z. This is answer. Therefore, locus of z is x square plus y square minus 4x minus 2y equal to 0 is the answer. Okay, now as I told you, both 7th and 8th most probably same kind of sums. Okay, this asked for real part of z. Let us see one more question in this kind of locus of z. 9th question I am going to take. Okay, make a notes and don't forget to subscribe. Let us see going to 9th question. Next, 9th question. If the amplitude of z minus 2 by z minus 6i is equal to pi by 2, then find the locus of z. Same as well. What is z? Solution. Let z equal a complex number x plus iy. And what is given? Given that amplitude of, so amp simply amplitude of z minus 2 by z minus 6i is equal pi by 2. Okay, sir. Just now in the previous question, we have done real part of something means okay. And imaginary part also we can do okay. What is this amplitude of z? Okay, now a small information. Amplitude of z means amplitude of x plus I means tan inverse real imaginary part by real part. Okay, a small formula that I told in the previous classes in 2 marks questions, especially we have discussed. Okay, I will explain again in this. First of all, let us simplify. What is z? Z means x plus iy. Z x plus iy. So amplitude of z means x plus iy minus 2 by x plus iy minus 6i is equal pi by 2. Next, amplitude of, write the real term, real parts, x minus 2. So x minus 2 and remaining plus iy by real part only x, so okay, x, and plus I coefficients y minus 6. So this is a term. And immediately in the next step, we should rationalize with this complex denominator. So how to rationalize? into plus is there, so take x minus I into y minus 6 by x minus I into y minus 6 is equal pi by 2. Then amplitude of multiply x minus 2 into x. Okay, x minus 2 into x, no change. Next, x minus 2 into minus of I y minus 6. So, minus I of x minus 2 into y minus 6. Then, plus I y into x. So, plus I y x, or you can write I x y. Next, plus I y into minus I of means minus I square y into y minus 6 is equal pi by 2. What about denominator? As I told you, a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. So like that, x square minus I square y minus 6 whole square. So, amplitude of, write the real parts. See here, minus I square. Actually, I square value is minus 1. Minus 1 into minus becomes plus. So, x minus 2 into x plus y into y minus 6. Then, from the remaining terms, take out I common. So, plus I into, here I term xy, I coefficient. Here I coefficient minus of x minus 2 into y minus 6 is equal to pi by 2. And by x square, I square value is minus 1. So, plus y minus 6 whole square. Okay, na? You just write in the outside, since I square is equal minus 1. Okay? In the previous sums also, write at the side I square equal minus 1. Okay. Now next step, separating the real part and imaginary part. So, amplitude of plus I into, okay, x minus 2 into x plus y into y minus 6 by x square plus y minus 6 whole square plus I into xy minus x minus 2 into y minus 6 by x square plus y minus 6 whole square is equal to pi by 2. Now think about what is the amplitude. If the question is real part, then take the only real part. If the question is imaginary part, then take the only imaginary part equal to something. But here amplitude. Amplitude means what? Simply amplitude of a z, real part and imaginary part is there. Then the amplitude of the term is tan inverse I coefficient by real part. Means imaginary part by real part. So this next step, from this step to next step is amplitude means tan inverse real imaginary part by real part. Imaginary part by real part is equal to pi by 2. Okay. Imaginary part by real part. What is imaginary part in this? Yes, I coefficient is real imaginary part. What is the I coefficient? Yes, xy minus x minus 2 into y minus 6 by x square plus y minus 6 whole square. So, imaginary part by real part. What is real part? X minus 2 into x plus y into y minus 6 by x square plus y minus 6 whole square. In both denominators same, so can be cancelled. And then tan inverse send right side, it becomes tan pi by 2. Tan pi by 2. The remaining term is xy minus x minus 2 into y minus 6 by x minus 2 into x plus y into y minus 6 is equal to tan pi by 2. Okay? Here, sign. Since amplitude of x plus iy is equal tan inverse y by x. So according to this formula, we wrote the next step. Is it clear? What is tan pi by 2 value? Tan pi by 2 means tan 90. Tan 90 value, infinity, very good, that is 1 by 0. And so xy minus x minus 2 into y minus 6 by x minus 2 into x plus y into y minus 6. Do the cross multiplication. 1 into this and 0 into that. Cross multiplication. So 1 into this x into x minus 2 plus y into y minus 6 is equal 0 into something, 0. Then x into x square, x into minus 2, minus 2x, then plus y into y square, y into minus 6y equal 0. So therefore x square plus y square minus 2x minus 6y equal 0 is the locus of z. Is it clear? I think you understand very clearly. So this is the 9th question. So therefore locus of z is x square plus y square minus 2x minus 6y equal 0 is the answer. So very simple. Let us take a 10th question. Okay? Any doubt? If you have doubt, please put in your comment box. See the next question. This is very small question. If z2 by z1 is an imaginary number, okay, then find the value of modulus 2z1 plus z2 by 2z1 minus z2. This is the question. So generally z means we can take in a complex number x plus iy. So but here z1 and z2 are given, and especially specify that z2 by z1 is an imaginary number. So think about this statement. z2 by z1 is an imaginary means what? So see, given that z2 by z1 is equal to imaginary number. What do you mean by imaginary number? Yes, in this complex number, x is called real part, y is called imaginary part, and I into y can be taken as imaginary number. If there is no real part, that is called imaginary number. So the imaginary number can be taken as some I into a. Taking some I into a. So I am not taking any real numbers. Only imaginary part is I into a. That's it. So let okay now. Otherwise you just write say, means we are assuming by given condition. Now take the question. Therefore 2 into modulus z1 plus z2 by 2 into z1 minus z2 is equal to what? I am going to simplify this. I am converting into this term into z2 by z1 terms. So to get z2 by z1, take out z1 common in this. I am taking z1 common. Then 2 plus z2 by z1. Very good. Next, take out z1 common in this. 2 minus z2 by z1. That's it. Modulus. Now z1 cancel. So now it becomes modulus 2 plus, what is z2 by z1? This is IA by modulus 2 minus, what is z2 by z1? IA. So modulus can be taken both numerator and denominator. Means we can split the modulus. Now modulus 2 plus IA means what? Yes, modulus z. See, modulus nothing but modulus x plus iy nothing but root of x square plus y square. Okay, now this is the formula. Real part square plus imaginary part square. No, don't get I. So here also is equal root of real part 2 square plus imaginary part a square, and by root of, okay, 2 square minus, sorry, 2 square plus, here I coefficient becomes minus a, so minus a whole square. Okay, here x square plus y square formula. So 2 square plus a square, 2 square plus half minus a square. Because of I coefficient is minus a, so that's why minus a whole square. And minus a whole square becomes what? That's it, plus a square. So is equal root of 2 square means 4 plus a square by root of 2 square means 4 plus minus whole square means plus a square. Both terms same, so that is equal to 1. So what is the value of 2z1 plus z2 by 2z1 minus z2 is equal to 1. The solution. Is it very easy? No, and simple. Okay, next 11th question. In this video, I think this is the last video, last sum. In the next part, we will discuss when complex numbers are given, how to solve, how to show whether the given complex numbers form a rhombus or square or equilateral. That is also very most important concept, especially in this, the first concept and the last concept is more important. If the question, if you want compulsory, so the second part also little bit important. What is the 11th question? If z3 minus z1 by z2 minus z1, sorry, is a complex number, then show that the points represented by complex numbers z1, z2 and z3 are collinear. Okay, na? Here z1, z2, z3 are 3 complex numbers. Okay, na? So what is complex number? Generally x plus iy. But here z1 means what we can take? So let the points z1 equal, I am taking x1 plus iy1, and z2 equal x2 plus iy2, and z3 equal x3 plus iy3. And moreover, this complex number we can represent in order pair of x1 comma y1. In the first class, I told you in another form of complex number is order pair of x1 comma y1. Similarly, tell me for z2. Z2 equal x2 comma y2, and z3 equal x3 comma y3. It is clear. 3 complex numbers z1, z2, z3 are mentioned. z1 means assumed x1 plus i1, so and so, so and so. Okay. So what next? What do you mean by collinear? And what is given? I'll tell you collinear means what, and moreover, it can be seen in the Maths 1B. Also in straight lines, you can observe what is collinear. Collinear means what? In 10th class also we have discussed about collinear. Once think about what is the concept of collinear. Okay, so okay, leave it. I will tell you. Don't bother about that. First of all, z1, z2, z3 means I wrote. And what is given statement? Some z3 minus z1 by z2 minus z1 is a real number. So I'm taking that, and given that z3 minus z1 by z2 minus z1 is real number. Okay, first I'm going to simplify this. Z3 means what? Yes, x3 plus iy3, and minus z1. Z1 means what? x1 plus iy1 by z2. x2 plus iy2 minus x1 plus iy1 is equal to real number. So is equal to real number. Means after simplifying this, we should take real number. So In the starting, I'm writing. Okay, leave it. X3 plus iy3 minus x1 minus into plus minus I into y1 by x2 plus iy2 minus x1 minus I into y1 is equal real number. Otherwise, is real number, is a real number. Okay now. However, in both way we can write here real parts x3 minus x1. So x3 minus x1 and this take out I common plus I into y3 minus y1 by here x2 minus x1. Okay, in this both take out I common, so then remaining is y2 minus y1 is real number. So what next? See here the denominator is a complex numbers. If it is complex number, immediately what we can rationalize. Very good. Okay now? Complex number. So rationalize. So how can we rationalize? x3 minus x1 plus I into y3 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 plus I into y2 minus y1 as it is into here the denominator is a plus, so rationalizing with negative x2 minus x1 minus I into y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 minus I into y2 minus y1. This is a real number. Don't forget to write that also. And is real number. How to do? First numerators x3 minus x1 into x2 minus x1, x3 minus x1 into x2 minus x1. Next x3 minus x1 into minus I into something, so minus I into x3 minus x1 into y2 minus y1. Okay, we'll write in the bottom. This place is not sufficient. x3 minus x1 into x2 minus x1, x3 minus x1 into x2 minus x1. Next x3 minus x1 into minus I, so minus I into x3 minus x1 into y2 minus y1. Okay, next I into y3 minus y1 into x2 minus x1. Next I y3 minus y1 into minus I, so I square y3 minus y1 into y2 minus y1 whole by denominator a plus b into a minus b. So x2 minus x1 whole square minus I square y2 minus y1 whole square is real number. Is a real number. Okay. Now tell me, in all terms, this what is real number? Okay, you want one more step? Here I square value is minus 1, minus into minus plus. So x3 minus x1, x2 minus x1. So right here minus I square means this comes plus y3 minus y1 into y2 minus y1. Then remaining I coefficients. So here plus I into, here minus I into. So take out I common. So I turn y3 minus y1 into x2 minus x1 and minus take out common x3 minus x1 into y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 whole square. I square coefficient is plus y2 minus y1 whole square is a real number. Is a real number. Is a real number. Okay, it is a real number means what? In this, the real number is valid. What about imaginary number? Imaginary number should be 0. If it becomes a real number, the given term becomes a real number. What about imaginary? Imaginary must be 0. So that's why that implies what is the imaginary part? y3 minus y1 into x2 minus x1 minus x3 minus x1 into y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square is equal to 0. Is it clear? See once again, the given that the so and so term is a real number. So and so term becomes real number means what about is imaginary in that? Imaginary must be 0. So that is the reason to write the imaginary part is equal to 0. Now simplify this, then we can show Z1, Z2, Z3 are collinear. After simplifying we can say collinear. See, the denominator send right side, it becomes 0. So y3 minus y1 into x2 minus x1 minus x3 minus x1 into y2 minus y1 is equal to 0. In the next step, send minus so and so term to right side. It becomes positive. Is it clear? See once again. First, Z1, Z2, Z3, some 3 complex numbers. And finally, we have to show those are collinear. Whatever. First of all, Z1 means x1 plus i1, Z2 means x2 plus i2, Z3 means x3 plus i3. And given it is a real number, and substitute Z1, Z2, Z3 values and simplify. This is I got. And then after, I do here. Okay. After that, minus term send right side. So y3 minus y1 into x2 minus x1 is equal x3 minus x1 into y2 minus y1. That's it. Minus of term sent to right side becomes positive. Then keep y3 minus y1 by bring this x3 minus x1 to left side and is equal, and what is right hand sum? y2 minus y1 by, and send this x2 minus x1. Okay, now tell me according to the coordinate geometry. Okay, and again you will learn in straight lines what is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. That is a formula of a slope of line, or slope of 2 points are given. So x1 y1, x2 y2 are 2 points. Then slope of those points is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Similarly, for x1 y1 and x3 y3, this is slope of x1 y1 and x3 y3. So this is taken as slope of x1 y1, x2 y2 means which points? Z1, Z2. And here slope of Z1, Z3. Yes. Okay, now that means 3 points Z1, Z2, Z3. Slope of Z1, Z2 and slope of Z1, Z3 are same. Then we can say that 3 points are on a single line, that is collinear. Collinear means lie on the same line. So therefore Z1 comma Z2 comma Z3 are collinear. That is the concept. And more sums you can do in straight lines in Maths 1B. So don't bother. You just remember y3 minus y1 by x3 minus 1 means slope of Z1, Z3, and this means slope of Z1, Z2. If slopes are equal, then points are collinear. So friends, these are few questions in 4 marks complex numbers, and more just 4 marks questions are there. For that I will teach you in next class. So to that in part 6 is completed. 5th is completed. This is part 5th completed, and the last completed, and the last class of complex number part 6 will be in the next video. So until that, please like and please subscribe and share with your friends, and so like and click the bell button. Thank you very much, and thank you.